Hey everybody, Don Georgievich here, jobinterviewtools.com. Today I'm going to talk about how to answer weakness questions. And what I really want to drive home is not to make excuses for a weakness that you might have. I mean, we all have weaknesses, but in the interview, it's no place for you to come forward with what your weaknesses are. And if you do, don't make excuses for them. Okay? And I'm going to show you how to do this in a nice, eloquent way that just going to make you look good, and it's going to help you be a little bit more honest with yourself and honest with the employer without bashing yourself. Okay? Let's get started. Okay, this is a rather interesting little segment here. I call it Don't Make Excuses for a Weakness. And what brought this about was I had a customer write in, and they asked her to rate herself. And they wanted her to rate herself on Excel. And she rated herself rather low. She says, well, I'm probably a 5 or a 6. Okay. When interviewers ask you to rate yourself on a certain product, a skill, whatever it is, you're generally going to be your worst critic. You're going to be harder on you than anybody else. I mean, if you think you're a 5 or 6, you're probably a 7 or 8. You're just, because you can just see your own comfort level with the product. And, naturally, you're going to be harder on yourself. So this person, she answered like a real low answer, like 5 or 6, and then she went ahead and she told them why she thought she was a 5 or 6, and she was apologizing, saying that I didn't have time to learn the product as well as I should have. It's all bad news. Never make excuses for a weakness. If they ask you to rate yourself on something, don't go in there and tell them a 5 or 6. Tell them a 7 or 8 or a 9 or even a 10. Be honest, but try to, in this case, since you're rating yourself, try not to be your worst critic. Try to be a little bit more honest, because you probably are better than what you think you are. You're probably like an 8 or a 9. And when you tell interviewers, and you rate yourself really low, they're going to accept that. They're like, oh, you're a 5 or 6, so maybe you're really just a 4 or 5. And they're automatically just going to exclude you from consideration for the position. So that's all I really have. The point here is to really just don't make excuses for a weakness. Let them figure out you have a weakness. Don't volunteer it. If they can discover that you're not up to par with where they think you need to be, then that's on them to find out. That's not for you to go in there and volunteer all this information. Okay, this is Don Georgievich with Job Interview Tools. That's all I have for you today. For more ways to answer interview questions, visit my site, jobinterviewtools.com. And while you're there, sign up for my free email class. Send you all kinds of good stuff in your email inbox every day. We'll see you next time. Good luck on your job interview.